Somebody is peeking under my wing. Yes, we're at the Browning Airport and just starting the engine up. I'm going to fly over to Glacier Park and see what we can see. Right here we're turning onto the runway, taking off to the west, Browning. And you can see Glacier Park in the Front Range of the Rockies, off to the west, dead ahead. And it flies. Yes, we're going to just head on over to, pretty much straight over to the park, over towards the Two Medicine area. And we're just coming into the southeast corner of the park, headed west. That valley down on the left side, you can see it goes off towards Marias Pass. That's the highway 200, is it? Highway 2. Anyway, going to Kalispell. I don't do highways much. So we're gonna skim along in here. Take a look at the Two Medicine area and one of my favorite mountains in the park. Guess we can't fly much higher here. And just off in the distance on the very horizon, it looks like a pyramid-shaped mountain there out in the sun. That is one of my other favorite mountains in the park, Mount St. Nicholas. Looks a lot like the Matterhorn when you get up close. This is June. Gosh, I'm going to have to look up the date. About June 16th, I believe. There's Mount St. Nicholas right under the nose wheel. Way over there. Okay, we were headed mostly west there. Now we're swinging around to the northeast. And what you're seeing there is the south face of Mount Sinopah. It's kind of a long ridge. It looks kind of like the bow of a ship upside down. Mount Sinopah is 8,271 feet. And you can see Two Medicine Lake coming into view on the right side there. There's Two Medicine Lake. And there's Lower Two Medicine Lake in the upper right. And in between the two is the Two Medicine Campground. Get a little closer, I think you can see the roads kind of circling through the campground there, just below Two Medicine Lake. Okay, going to swing around and do a couple of 360s over the lake and get a view of the surrounding mountains. There's a trail on the north shore and on the south shore of that lake below that go up on up towards Pittamakan Pass, Dawson Pass, upper Two Medicine Lake, which you'll see in a minute. And No Name Lake, a few of those. You see that kind of pointy mountain up there, that's up towards Dawson Pass. If you don't want to hike that, you can ride a tour boat from the campground to the head of this lake and then get off and hike from there. Pretty cool little ride. There's Mount Sinopah. And in the upper right hand corner down lower there's Painted Teepee Pig. Painted Teepee is a little smaller, but it's real colorful. It looks really more impressive almost from the ground. But you need to see it from both perspectives for most of these places. Here's swinging back around towards the southeast and east here. Lucky to have a chance like this. Usually the wind is blowing so hard you can't go in there safely into this area, but that day there was a little east wind or northeast wind and it was actually fairly smooth. See that mountain on the north side of Two Medicine Lake, right in the picture there, is Rising Wolf. That's a big one. It's 9,513 feet. Take one more look coming around here. To get another perspective, you should look up Mount Sinopah on the internet and look at some of the pictures taken from the lake. It's just really impressive. Alright, we're going to head off to the northeast. We go by Rising Wolf Mountain here. And then head up the east side of the park over St. Mary and on to Chief Mountain. There's Rising Wolf. Okay, skipped ahead a little bit. I believe this is called White Calf Mountain. It's 8825, and you can just start to see off in the distance there St. Mary Lake. Kind of looking north. And I'm pretty sure this mountain is called Divide Mountain. It's 8665. And this is St. Mary Lake. Small community of St. Mary down out of the picture to the right. And going to the Sun Road goes through St. Mary, up the north shore of this lake, up towards Logan Pass. And we'll swing around and kind of look up that direction here. St. Mary Lake's pretty long. And then when you get up to the west end of that, then it's a pretty good climb up to Logan Pass. You can see the road down there. Okay, we're past St. Mary, headed on more to the north. And the next major area we come across is the Swift Current area, which is a popular place in the park that has a big lodge and a campground and a lot of hiking trails going off from there. And it's on Lake Sherburne, which I think we'll get a look at here in a minute. Ah, there it is. Lake Sherburne. And coming into view on the right, there's Chief Mountain. Chief Mountain is 9,080 feet. It is a Vision Quest site for the Blackfeet people. And if somebody can explain to me how they get up there to do a Vision Quest wearing moccasins and not using pitons and ropes, I'd like to know how. The face of the mountain we're flying across here is actually faces northeast. And as we go by, we're going to swing off to the north here and come back around, but you're only 4.5 miles from Canada here. So we do want to be careful not to fly too far up that way so we don't get arrested. And that direction up there actually is into Waterton Parks, which is in Canada. We're going to come around and fly across the other side of the mountain here. This is looking more or less south, and then the next face of the mountain we go by here actually faces southwest, and it's a different shape than the northeast side. And I guess that's about high enough. This mountain is actually visible from Great Falls on a nice clear day. Kind of sticks up by itself out there. Time to say goodbye to Chief Mountain and head off towards Browning.